It's almost like every time I come into the studio, I have to complain about Starbucks cups. Now, you don't drink this poison, right? It's liberal poison.
Cost money.
Yeah, it is. What, $5 for a fucking cup of coffee now? Something crazy like that.
Was that drip?
Yeah, it's just coffee, dude.
$5.
Something like that. But bro, the worst part about it is it's like they've been in business for what, 25 years now? And you get a cup of coffee, and I even say put a stopper in it because I know I'm coming to the studio, and it looks like this every time. And it's like, how can you continue to have a product?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you how, because people like me just continue to buy it. So,
well, and then you get, when a company first starts, it's the people that believe in it, love it, and then bean counters take over and other CEOs, and they start cutting costs. People that didn't actually work it.
Yeah, and they can't even, a company that specializes in cups of coffee can't even find a cup that works.
I mean, with our coffee stand, I will say it's a struggle.
That's right. You are a fucking coffee shop owner yourself. So this is even more blasphemous that I'm drinking Starbucks.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm coming this way, I don't drive over there to get it.
You guys got into that, and now you're looking at getting out, right? Or are you going to, what's the plan?
It was an idea, because I have a lot of ideas and I want to jump on them. And luckily she's thoughtful and thinks things through. And but I want to do the Jeremy Newsom thing, obviously. You know, it'd be nice to do that. But I think there's a purpose for us being over there.
Yeah.
I've seen it a couple times with like the degenerates around there. Like they need something, you know, and we've had a couple experiences where it's like, oh, I don't dislike these people. I want to give them something. We want to do something.
Like the homeless and the drug addicts and
stuff like that. And so I think it didn't work out for a reason.
Yeah.
So we're still there. And
bro, there's a shift happening with how people are perceiving the homeless. And I'm seeing more, because for the longest time, and I'm as guilty of it as anyone. I don't even know if it's guilty because it's truth. Like they're breaking into my boat, trying to pull the outboards off. They're smashing windows of people's cars at the gym. Like they're doing a lot of things that make you want to go out there and smash their fucking head in with a hammer, right?
yeah.
But the other side of it that is also a truth, I was talking about this in the sauna last night, because a really good friend of mine, a training partner who we were brown belts together, like young stud, hurt his back landscaping and they prescribed him Oxy. And before you know it, full blown heroin addict. Yep. And it's like, fuck, man. And then you see, like, I've had so many friends. We lost a jiu-jitsu student to a fentanyl overdose shortly before you joined the team. A lot of my buddies, like Joshua Dukes, just lost his little bro. And it's like, oh, this thing that is infecting people, it doesn't just go after weak pieces of shit that are criminals.
Yeah.
It goes after people, and then the process turns them into that. And it's, if we're being honest and we're still trying to hold on to our humanity as people, they need help, man.
Yeah. Well, when they break into your car, try to steal your shit, it's smash time. But then when it's a girl trying to have a date with you to get some food, it's like, what the fuck, you know?
Oh, she's trying to trade sex for fucking food.
And I'm like,
I'll just feed you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm crying. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this country?
And bro, that's,
you know, it's like,
that's really? Everett. That's 10 minutes from here.
It's right. It was a block from my coffee stand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, I had a girl offer me sex when I was a police officer. And I had arrested her on a drug warrant, and she was going to jail. And she wasn't offering sex just to get out of jail. She was offering sex because she knows once she goes into jail, it's detox. Oh. And she's like, I'll do anything you want. And here's the weird thing too. We were having a pretty good conversation. Like I was like, you seem really sharp and bright. Like you're very different than most of the people that get arrested for drug warrants in Seattle. And I was like, you haven't been addicted to drugs very long, have you? And guess what? Same exact story. Hurt herself somehow, and the pharmaceuticals got her addicted to Oxy. And she's like, no, I'm married with 3 kids. My husband's an engineer for Boeing. We live in a nice house. And she goes, he threw me out because like I started just being such an addict. I was bringing all this drama into the house and around the kids. And he said, you're no longer welcome here. And I found her, we were literally recovering a stolen laptop because you know how Apple laptops have the Find My, right? Mm-hmm. So, well, this happens all the time in Seattle. People go to the SeaTac airport and they just steal luggage off of the luggage carousel, and then they run off and take it. Well, this person had, it was either an iPad or a laptop inside of their luggage. And it's like, hey, it's in this house, like a few miles away in SeaTac. So we just went to the house. And here's the thing, man. Law enforcement gets kind of weird, right? Because I can't just kick their door in and go recover it because the Apple Find My app says that it's in there, right? Yeah. So you just use scare tactics. You're like, all right, this is how it's going to work. We know the laptop's in here. You can give it up and you can be cool and we can just walk away and call it good. Or I'm going to go back to my department and notify the SWAT team, and 16 men are going to be, and that would never happen.
Yeah,
the SWAT
over
team's,
a laptop.
Yeah, the SWAT team's not hitting a house over a laptop, but they don't know that, right?
Yeah.
And so you're going to have 16 men with flashbangs and fucking machine guns breaking every fucking window, taking this whole house down and everything that's inside of it. So what do you want to do? And we ended up
you're all tweaked out.
yeah. But then one of the girls that was like in and out, were like, hey, what's going on? Who are you? You know, like trying to figure it all out. And since you are there, you actually are there investigating a crime. You have legal authority to detain and question people. Yeah. You're just going to have a hard time getting access and searching the whole house without an actual warrant, you know? And so that's where she got arrested. She was hanging out at a drug house.
Fuck.
And she had an active warrant. So I'm taking her to jail. And we're having this cool, like normal conversation. I was like, man, you are sharp. You're articulate. What's going on? And she told me her story. And then we were going, the jail's called SCORE for those of you that are either cops and have taken people there or people that have ended up there on their own accord. There's this long driveway to it. And she started panicking. And she's like, anything I can do for you to let me out. I mean, anything. Like anything. I'll suck your dick. You can pull over and fuck me, whatever you want. Oh. And I'm just like, dude, no part of that is appealing.
Yeah, that's so hot.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw away my whole career to get my dick sucked.
Marriage,
by a meth head,
everything.
Yeah, business. Dude. But then, and I can laugh about it. And then the other side of it, it's like, man, like imagine, like, where is that young girl or young woman at, like? To be able to just fucking defile her own body like that.
It's the drugs.
Yeah, it is, man.
Even alcohol. You see what a few beers will do to you.
Well, you're the subject matter expert on that.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get into that.
Sure, but like imagine what years of OxyContin, then you can't afford it, so now you're buying heroin from even shadier sources,
and then you can't afford that, so you start buying fentanyl.
Or it's just laced in there and you don't wake up, you know?
Well, bro, and there's even stories coming out of weed being laced with fentanyl. Have you heard about that?
No, I didn't know people bought. Well, I guess
it's in
other
states. Yeah. Not Washington. And that's one of the things where it's like, a weed industry that actually has some oversight and some professionalism is actually safer.
Yeah.
And I forget who it was, but I was reading a story on Instagram, a woman talking about her son that died down in Texas from smoking a joint. And it's like, oh no, man.
See, when I was growing up, they'd lace it with cool drugs that were funner. You know?
Yeah. Bro, I never took a dive into any drugs outside of weed and alcohol growing up.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I did as a teenager.
Yeah.
It's like, school's gay. I'm going to go roof and start doing drugs.
Well, fuck, bro. The whole reason I wanted you to do this podcast, and I know you were kind of reluctant, but here you are. Mm-hmm. You have utilized the team and jiu-jitsu as a mechanism to really grow as a human being on an exponential rate. But more importantly, your whole family has too.
Yeah, so I was going to say the team, and then, because there's a lot of love here, I think that's the main ingredient. The right love, not enabling, but
yeah,
there's an expectation there of me meeting my potential. But then my wife, jumping in and learning on that. And she, she's the hard one. I don't get the slack, you know, I don't get too slack over here. And then you guys only see me Monday, Wednesday, Friday. She sees it every day. And so she's on my shit, and she can really read through all my shit.
Well, they always can, dude. You know,
she's really good at it.
No, and bro, your wife, I still don't know her very well because hasn't really like jumped into the social side of the gym with the guys anyways. I see her talking with the girls a lot. And I think
Couple of them.
Yeah. But one night in the sauna, we were talking about it, and she she gave a little bit of the backstory. She's like, and correct me if I'm wrong, or you should just tell the story. She knew about this gym or heard about it on either my podcast or Tyler's podcast.
She went to school with Tyler. So they're
okay.
already friends on social media forever.
Got it. Okay.
And then I thought I was getting crazy Anderson when I came here. Then we found out it's not as crazy as I thought. I got to tone it down a little bit. I thought we're already going to be at war by now. But yeah, she mentioned it. Otherwise, I probably would have hit the first one because it's just how I am. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't have stayed there. I know that.
But weren't you guys on the East Coast at this time in Maine?
So, yeah, I'd got sick. She's the one that talked me into getting out of the Matrix. She already understood all this universe stuff. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, you know, like horoscopes, sure. But now I know my whole birth chart. And it's pretty accurate when you know the whole thing. But so we sold everything. And we're like, we were going to go to Oklahoma because her dad and brother live there. And Tahlequah, we were looking. And that fell through kind of, and we were just looking around. We seen Maine, and I was like, it's fucking all woods. There's almost no real city there. And their big cities are not even like Everett, I would say. Mm-hmm. So we went there. It's cheap, 30 acres for $140,000. And we got there, and it was as gayer than here. And fucking,
what do you mean by that?
Fuck, I didn't meet one dude that I would feel like I had to, and not that they weren't there, but like just in your interaction, none of them were trying to be fit. None of them, sports was like really bad there. It was like Marcus was on a basketball team from, you know, 3rd grade to 10th grade or whatever it was. You know, it's just so small everywhere.
Yeah.
Really rural. It was cool that way. But we had 30 acres, but then it was like, man, you couldn't walk 20 feet in your grass without having 4 takes on you.
Oh, I hate that shit, dude.
And they have the most Lyme disease there.
Okay.
And it's like, I thought it froze so hard that this wouldn't be a problem, but I didn't know. Black flies and the mosquitoes were like, well, the mosquitoes here are nothing.
No, you're right.
They're nothing. If you complain about mosquitoes here, you need to get out.
You know where I've seen some of the worst mosquitoes? Alaska.
I've heard that from my dad.
Dude, Alaska's fucked.
And the black
spots.
flies. I don't know if you experienced those, but they're gnarly. They only come out for like a few weeks, maybe a month, but they're like little flies.
Are they
They just swarm you and they bite and bite and bite.
Are they also called no-see-ums? Or are those
are
littler
smaller.
Ones? Okay. Because Alaska's filled with those too.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. You're like, dude, I'm going way up north. It's supposed to be cold up here.
Yeah.
I thought bugs are like jungle shit, right?
Yeah, kill off in the winter.
No.
You know? So, yeah, we went there.
So the bugs made it easy to want to come home.
The bugs, well, it's like, yeah, you got it. And there's no public land barely. It's really low percentage. So, like, all this land you see is privately owned. We had a couple cool spots, caught a lot of cool smallmouth, and did some fun shit. But it's like a month. You want to be outside there.
Okay.
A month. Otherwise, you're just getting mauled. Like, you don't need COVID. You're masked up to here, and they're biting your eyelids, you know. And it's like fucking, like here, it goes pitch black. There's no mosquitoes.
Yeah. Oh, they're all night there? What's up with that, dude? Because some places the bugs are up all night.
Yeah.
And then other places like here, it's just dusk and dawn.
Yeah. It was gnarly. And they were like, here, you slap a mosquito, it kills them. There, it like revs up the engine. They get louder. It's like, fuck this, dude.
So then Autumn heard about us through Tyler's podcast.
I think she already knew. And I'd wanted to do jiu-jitsu because Luke, my oldest, that's in his 20s now, he wrestled his whole childhood.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought jiu-jitsu was gay because that's what wrestlers say. And then
Of course, yeah.
we went to a couple places.
And it is a little gay at times. But it's real, too.
Most of them probably are. But like when you have your jiu-jitsu is a wrestling jiu-jitsu, then I think it's a different thing.
Of course.
It's almost not even jiu-jitsu now. It's a blend of everything.
Well, bro, I think it's important to say, like I always say to the team, if you don't have wrestling, you don't have jiu-jitsu. Period. And we don't do a tremendous amount of like actual wrestling work. But when you just start every round on your feet, you have to learn to wrestle.
Unless you're Drew.
What, dude, he's an anomaly.
Yeah.
I've already told him, like, I don't even really have much to. When I was coaching him at the Rev one time, I was like, watch the guard pass, watch the guard pass, watch the guard pass. And then the guy passed his guard, and I was like, oh, fuck. And then he got tapped like 2 seconds later. And then afterwards, I said, I don't really have much to say to you because our games are so different, dude.
Yeah, and if you don't roll them for like a month, you're like, oh, fuck, I forgot. I'm getting your back, but I'm getting tapped. Or whatever, you know. I've seen people take his back, and I'm like, oh, you're fucked.
Dude, I watched, this was not yesterday, because yesterday was no-gi. So Monday night, I watched 7. Did you watch that round?
No, I was pissed when I got done rolling my round, because I was like, I would have stopped and watched.
Bro, that was a great fucking round. That's something you would pay to watch, right? But if you had paid to watch it and it was a real match, Drew would have won in about 20 seconds.
That's what I would predict.
Because 7 grabbed like up.
Oh yeah, you said that.
Yeah.
What you showed us not to do.
Yeah, he grabbed up behind the like the scruff of the collar, and Drew fucking tapped him instantly with that armbar. And and then after that, you could see 7 was like, oh fuck, dude, I got to be real careful.
Well, he's a different dude all across the board. Drew is like, or over at Jaden's, they have the pole. He just flagged.
Yeah.
Like, oh, were you a gymnast? No, I've never done that before. Whatever they say that, you know, some types of people have more athletic genetics. He's like something above that.
Yeah.
You know.
But still, I mean, regardless, if we have a couple anomalies that it doesn't matter if you have good wrestling or not. For the rest of us normal human beings, and this is from Joao Assis, my professor, who's an ADCC gold champion. That was his saying down at Electric.
Yeah.
If you don't have wrestling, you don't have jiu-jitsu. Because if you consider yourself a ground fighter and you can't dictate if you're standing or if you're on the ground, I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
Yeah.
You're not a ground fighter. And it goes both ways, too. If somebody else can dictate, like I pride myself on my takedown defense more than my takedowns. I have pretty good takedowns, but it takes a good wrestler to get me down.
Yeah. Like
and that's
Jordan.
Yeah, like a Jordan or a Daniel, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, because that is equally as important. Because if other people can dictate if you're on your butt or you're standing, that is a substantial strength to bring into a fight. And like, and me and Dan were just talking about this. If somebody takes you down, it's almost worse than getting submitted. It's almost like, dude,
You just got big brothered.
Yeah, you got big brothered. You get double legged. Like, dude, no one can fucking double leg me. Well, until Jordan does, and I cannot stop it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jordan, you hear what happened to him yesterday? $3,600 fine from the city of Lake Stevens because they found chickens on his property.
Oh, we're going to start now? We're starting now?
Yeah, it's like, dude. And for those of you,
oh my God.
For those of you that don't know Jordan, or I mean, he's been on the podcast a time or two, but had a baby, I think 48 hours before that. So him and Jen are at home with their newborn baby, and it's like, hey. And you want to know what they said to him? You want to know what they fucking said to him? It's not illegal to have chickens in Lake Stevens. But if you do have chickens, you have to have a city-approved pasture plan, they call it, which I don't even know what the fuck that means. My coop? I got to have the city come out and see where they're going to eat or whatever, you know? And so he's navigating that today with the city. So we'll see what's up. But bro, it's going to be something like the chickens or the Zin tax. It's going to be something like that pushes us over the edge.
Yeah, which I'm mad about because I'm having to leave them in twice as long now.
Well,
Pretty soon.
I wrote this company
Yeah.
called Lone Nicotine. I wrote them an email, and I'm going to see if they'll be willing to just let me sell out of the gym wholesale.
Yeah.
I mean, we have our wholesale license. Otherwise, you can't sell any type of product, right? Mm-hmm. And once you have a wholesale license, it applies. All you have to do is send it to the company. But because Washington State has put 100% nicotine tax, I don't know how that'll work with the companies.
What if like my membership went up $50 a month and they were gifts?
Yeah, there probably is some way around that, huh?
They're not smart people.
Well, and here's the thing, man. Like, if I'm somehow either selling nicotine or gifting you nicotine while you guys make charitable deposits to the gym, maybe that's what it is.
There you go.
Hey, this link is charitable deposits to Electric North. Mm-hmm. For every $6 charitable deposit, you can win 1 can of loan, right?
You're entered to win.
Yeah, enter.
With one ticket in the hat.
Dude, I like that. Well, yeah. Yep. And, or every ticket that goes in the hat is a winner.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look. Oh, Chris won today. Oh, look.
The can is my ticket.
And you know what I was thinking? It's like, dude, if they want to come after me for that, maybe it's time to say, fuck you. Because, bro, we're all grown-ass men. We're all working. We're all contributing. We're all paying taxes. Our families are here becoming better people. Our children are here learning to become better people. And because you guys think we have to pay you because we like nicotine.
Or because I'm fined $3,600. I can have the chickens, but I didn't okay it with this guy who's apparently an expert in chickens and pastures, who's probably knows nothing about it, and it's just bullshit to take more money.
Well, and here's the reality of it, right? Because I think in its foundation, a lot of government, like if we're being completely honest, probably shouldn't have a chicken coop in an apartment complex, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe like condos where everybody has like just a little patch of yard the size of this table, starts to bring in rodents, and now you're starting to have stinks, having issues, right? That's very different than a fucking single family home on a piece of property.
I had a small lot in Clallam. We had like 12 chickens. It was fine. I mean, I haven't eaten grass anymore,
but you got eggs and you got real food.
They weren't a problem though.
And so, but what happens is they push these laws in under the guise of like, oh, we don't want neighborhoods to stink and we don't want rodent infestations, blah, 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 so people can get behind it. And then it turns into actually, you want chickens? You have to pay me to do a plan.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what the fuck. That has nothing to do with any of this shit. You know? That's just another way of squeezing fucking money out of people.
A tax for everything.
A tax for chickens and a tax for nicotine. And bro, like we all know, our heritage, a tax for tea was one of the things that made people say, you know what, we've had enough.
I told you there's like, I think 13 of my family in that war. There's a monument, 82 people buried in Sleepy Hollow. There might be one more plot. I don't know.
I'm
ready. I told Autumn one night I had a couple of beers. I was like, I think I've already accepted my fate. Like, because you get me, I always try to walk away. I'm like, don't get me going.
Yeah.
Because I just get madder and madder.
Well, dude, and here's the thing, man. I was literally talking about this with my Forge group because I like to say informed but not consumed, right? You don't want the things that are outside of your control to just fucking consume you.
That's what they want.
But you think George Washington was consumed by tyranny? You're damn right he was.
Yeah.
You think William Wallace was consumed by tyranny?
Yeah.
It's like when men are consumed by things that are wrong and morally unjust, being consumed by things is what leads to action.
Yeah.
And so it's like, if someone is fucking you over and stealing your money, maybe we should be a little consumed by it. Yeah. And I don't know what that balance is, what that tipping point is, because the truth is here in America, with all the bullshit going on, our lives are still fairly comfortable. Right?
Very, very comfortable.
That's what I'm saying. We have heat, we have food, we have friends, we have hobbies.
There's clean drinking water like every 40 feet.
Yeah. And so even though we know in our core and as men, like these motherfuckers are robbing us. Like I literally feel like that Zen tax is someone walking up and putting a pistol in my face and saying, give me $5 out of your wallet or else.
And if not us, who? Because every generation, there's less people like us that I don't even like to be told what to do at all.
At all, dude.
About anything. If you're when I was 5, I couldn't do it.
No, I know.
But that's becoming less and less and less.
And so it's like on one hand, we have it pretty good. But on the other hand, these absolute motherfuckers are starting to take more and more and more. Mm-hmm. What's the point where we say you're not taking anymore? And it's fucking... I think that last week I talked about it. I had my laptop out and I kind of did like an analysis. Somebody with my income and the businesses I own and living in Washington, and you add up all your taxes, 41%. And we don't have a state income tax yet. But there's a lot of places that do. That bumps you well over 50%.
Don't worry, we voted it down. It'll never happen.
Hey, we also voted down an increase in car tab prices.
And what was it, a year ago, maybe 2? They had that vote on what say they have with your kids at school, and they said, we don't care that you voted to have the say for your kids.
Yeah, they're in charge of your kids now. All right, we're going to get fired up after...
after the row.
We're gonna after the row.
Yeah, we get a social. We got to grow the platform first.
No, but I'm saying we gotta. I still want to take a deep dive into your journey, and then we can rant about the government for the last half of the show. Yeah. But what Autumn said to me going back into the sauna. Oh, look at that! It's meant to be. There's 2 left. These are like fucking $6 each.
$4.
She knew that this place would be good for you guys to be a part of somehow.
Well, a big reason I didn't there's 2 big things about Maine I didn't like was the type of dudes that were there, and the women were just disgusting. I was like, what kind of father raises his sons and it's just pigs everywhere?
What do you mean, in Maine?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I want fucking hideous grandchildren. You know what I mean?
So you wanted a better breeding stock for all your sons?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I'm looking around, I'm like, man, it's probably like I'm not going to go into that, but, and then the type of men that my sons were going to be around, it's like I was always found, ironworking or whatever I was doing, like at least tough guys.
Yeah.
I just didn't see that there. And there was no fitness. They still ate like no food mattered. And I wanted better for the kids. And for me, like I was seeing that I was going downhill because I was only around those type of dudes.
Okay.
So it's easy to be better than everybody without even actually putting any effort into yourself, which is poisonous. And I'm glad we did for obvious reasons. And then also we road tripped it all the way down to Oklahoma, Texas, because her dad's in Oklahoma and her brother, and then her grandparents and aunt were in Texas, and my dad's in Arizona. And we came up through Utah, got to go to meet Lappin before I ever knew you. And we weren't even planning on coming here necessarily because we didn't want to live in Washington. But I had a granddaughter, and so I wanted to meet her. And I'm like, well, we're going to stay through the winter. Let's just go do some jiu-jitsu for something to get the kids out, do stuff. And that was it.
The rest is history.
Day one was it. Yeah, I listened to the podcast a little bit, and I was like, all right, yeah, that's our spot. And we came, signed up. And it was, after day one, I don't think I would have left.
Well, and again, the reason I wanted to have you on the podcast is because, I mean, your whole life has been fucking grinding.
Yeah.
Working hard, iron worker, like put up or shut up, like no pussy shit, like drinking hard as fuck.
Yeah.
And that I mean, that's just the baseline. That was just your normal, right?
Yeah, because that's who I was around.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I think it's Andy Frisella that says to level up, you got to level up your friends.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't do that, you're just going to stay where you are.
Well, and dude, I mean, it's as the quote goes, you were the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so like you either need to level up your friends or you need to have friends that are on a path of trying to level up themselves.
Yeah.
Because you see it here. There's groups of people are doing it as a community,
Yeah.
you know. But shortly after you joined, I got to tell the sauna story, right? Because it was you were in the sauna talking to Hostetter, and you're like, "Hey, do you think drinking booze is like detrimental?"
No, I told him, I was like, man, I was telling how great I felt because I was not an alcoholic anymore. I wasn't drinking near as much. And he's like, well, how much are you drinking? I was like, I'm only drinking like half a fifth a night. Tequila. Might put a little lime in it, but you know, and he's like, you're going to fucking die, bro.
Yeah, not only is that
bro, I'm not even like getting that buzzed. It can't be doing.
And if you were doing that your whole life then, huh?
No, I was actually sober because I was a single parent with Luke.
Okay.
So for like 12-ish, 14 years, I was sober. And because I was like, well, he deserves better than I can't just keep partying, you know what I mean? I was 22 or 3 when I got sober. And I was just, you know, to be sober in that state, I had to do rebar all day. And then get off work, we go straight to CrossFit. And then we go to wrestling.
Okay.
And then go home and pass out. So if I didn't keep it that hardcore, it wasn't going to happen.
Why do you think that is? Like you just had to have your time occupied?
I think Tyler's probably going to have to figure that one out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's in here. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what everything is about me.
Well, the reason I asked that, it was fascinating to see because you were still drinking when you joined the team, and then you made the decision to stop drinking, and it was literally a light switch for you. And I remember you said, you're like, I mean, I don't remember exactly how you articulated it, but along the lines like, yeah, I don't need some program or some 10-step thing. It's like I realize alcohol is not going to make me a better team member here, and so I decided to get rid of it.
Well, there's some key factors that happened that made me go, oh, these people that love me so much. The first thing, the catalyst was having to come in here and talk to you when I've let the team down. And it was a different interaction I've ever had since I was a little kid. It's always been, you fucked up. You better not fucking do this. You're fucked if you do that. And we're going to do this and this and this to you. And you're like, we love you. You got teary-eyed. You start crying. And I'm like, oh my, I don't.
Well, dude, let me just tell the story then, right?
Fuck?
You don't care if I tell that story, right?
No. Okay. Josh should tell it though, because he was sober and it's a little different.
Well, no, I wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Right. But it was a team function. Everyone went out and had drinks. And I guess it'd just be fair to say, at least from what I heard, you had copious amount. You had more drinks than everyone else, and your actions started to reflect that.
And right? I wasn't used to drinking like I was, because I'd already toned way down. But then
yeah. And so I remember we were in here, and I was like, bro, like I never want to have like dad energy over everyone, because we're the fucking same. We're equals. I'm a black belt. You're a blue belt. Nobody gives a fuck about that. But I remember we were talking. It's just like, hey, just remember, like to really have this team like believe in you and pour into you and be a part of you, it has to go both ways. And the way that you conduct yourself both on and off the mats is something that is going to be a contributing factor to how this team supports you or decides not to support you. But everybody likes you. Everybody thinks you and your family are great additions to the team. But it's those type of things are what this team is trying to move away from.
Yeah. Well, it's not the first time I've done something I wasn't proud of drinking, but it's the first time someone came to me and just poured that love into me and was like, we want to build this with you.
Yeah.
We want to build you. And I was like, fuck, that's never been the case.
Well, and another thing that
inspired me.
Yes, dude.
What if I can do that for somebody?
Yeah.
How am I going to do that like this?
Well, bro, and it's important to remember that it's like people come into this mat room and they see a lot of people, and I mean we could name off 20 people that you look at here and you're like, man, that's a good man, Like he has good character traits. I want to be like him, or
Yeah.
you know, most of those men, me, Tyler, Toby, like all included, had real fucked up phases of life too.
Yeah.
So like when you see someone that is struggling with something, it's not like, oh, what a fucking piece of shit. It's like, oh, let's help him get through this. Because I know when I got through it, I had some people helping me out, or when Tyler got through it, all those things matter. And what we found here is the group of people, if you want to pour into the team will pour back into you, man.
Yeah.
And you have become like one of the most universally liked team members, because it was almost like in that moment you decided, it's like, no, this team is more important than fucking booze.
Or me.
Yeah, or you.
Because it's like why I don't need to go to meetings, because I feel like I'm just trading a bar with booze for, not that I went to bars. I drink at home like a man. I got a family. To a bar without booze.
Yeah.
And I'm saying I'm an alcoholic. I'm still giving alcohol the power over me. And that's what I learned here is like, I have the power. And the team, the collective, that's the power here. So it's like, that's more important to me, because without this, where are my kids?
Yeah.
And my wife, and who am I to them? And I don't have me without this. And then the next guy and the next guy and the next guy and everybody we can reach. And hopefully it's a lot bigger than just our jiu-jitsu academy one day, you know?
I think it will be, bro.
You know?
I think we're figuring out
how
to build strong teams of men. And we've all said it. I've heard you say it. I say it all the time. What we're building here has little to do with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's a truth, though. And I don't even necessarily know. I mean, I can take ownership on the fact that I built the walls and that I started bringing people together. But it's grown into its own entity, where people come through this door, and it doesn't matter on what night it is or who's here. The energy still remains.
Yeah.
And that energy is simply people that look out for each other and are trying to get better.
Yeah.
And it sounds very trivial. I shouldn't say it sounds trivial, but it doesn't sound like some earth-shattering formula that we've discovered. But I hear it all the time from people that are like, dude, I don't have guys that like I feel like have my back or that care about me. Like I've never had that. And when they find that, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm figuring out a path that feels like it makes sense.
Well, and speaking of that, it's like you can have a knucklehead, whatever I was, like me, and then you can have Drew, and then it's like he ends up becoming, I don't even know how to explain it. Like I text the guy all the time. Without him, I don't think I would have made these leaps. Like he's such a great dad, and he just thinks with this different person. He's Christian, but he's not like one of those Christians. You know what I mean? He's very open and thoughtful about it and open to whatever you think about it, and great husband, great example. Anytime I'm like fucking this or that or fucking can't stand, you know, he's got a great perspective on it to bring you back to reality. I was doing a shower. The plumbing ended up being more than I wanted to fuck with. And I called him and said, hey, you know, it was like an hour he was there and did it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, so to have people like that, and Will too, Will's been a huge one.
Yeah.
It's like ever since that night, he was like, all right, he invested in me like a lot, you know, is always messaging or this or that, and to this day. And just people like that. There's more. Josh is a big one. Mm-hmm. Those are probably the three biggest ones for quite a while. Just people that are going to take the time and the effort to make sure that I'm getting to where I need to be. And obviously they know I can do it. They believe I can do it. You know, it's like you said earlier, if I don't believe in my own power, why would anybody else?
Why would anyone else? Yeah.
And that's kind of what I discovered yesterday, which is why I was like, oh, I don't have to be perfect at everything to come share the growth, you know, and maybe there's someone that's kind of where I was at, probably not as bad, hopefully, but, and they can get to this point. At least you can be happy.
Yeah.
And you can remember yesterday and stuff like that, you know.
Well, dude, and you've already seen it play out the other way too, where people are broken alcoholics and they're in a real dark place. and they try and come here to move through that phase in their life, but they're not ready to stand in truth. They're not ready to stand in accountability.
Yeah.
And, I've had conversations with people similar to the conversation I've had with you, and you can just tell they're really not interested in hearing it. And if you're not interested in hearing it, then that just tells me you're not in a place to want to be better.
Right.
And if you don't want it for yourself, this place can't give it to you.
Yeah, like you got to, I think if you love this energy that you get here, that means you want to level up.
Yeah.
And if you're not really feeling that way about this place, then you don't belong here yet.
Or
someday maybe.
Yeah. Or another thing that I see is people start to look at the academy as like a safe place, or like a place where they can go when they feel like shit or when they feel bad. And it's like, you start coming here as a mechanism to purge your bullshit or like vent about your problems. Oh, you're kind of missing the point.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of that.
I'm going to purge them silently on the mat. That's what the jiu-jitsu part is just the purge.
Well, and you and I have talked about it, and you never had an issue with this, but I mean, you know who I'm referencing when I say this. It's like no drama on the mats.
Yeah.
Right? Like you had a tough day at work, you and your wife are fighting. Don't bring that stuff up on the mats. Like, dude, my wife's being a fucking bitch today, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
My boss did this to me, blah, blah. And I'm not saying there's not a time and a place for those conversations. Have them on the picnic tables out front.
Yeah.
In here, when we're in session and we're training, bro, we are building power and good energy and connection and growth. And that's another Joaoism, man. He's like, don't bring drama on the mats. And that's coming from Joao, who has a decent amount of drama that has plagued his personal life over the last decade. And I walked through him with a lot of that. He went through a divorce and stuff. But on the mats, this is our sacred time with each other.
Yeah.
And we're not going to focus on all that shit. And like you said, some of your buddies that you can text and you can ask questions to, and those networks, like you brought up Josh and Drew and Will, what that network of men is, it's just an accountability network.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. You don't want to let those guys down.
I don't want to let them down. And there's different types of accountability, right? Like when it's coming from love and they're loving about it, and being an ironworker, I had no clue like this existed, right? Like it was never accountability through love. It was every other way, right? But
dive into that a little bit, because it's similar to the military, it sounds like, where it's like if you fuck up, it's just the focus is what a piece of shit you are.
Yeah.
Instead of how do we get better?
Yeah.
And I think that's a culture that permeates, obviously it permeates the trades.
Yeah, you just get bumped down. Maybe not work. They try to starve you out so you don't claim unemployment or whatever,
But for you to be 45 years old when you're like, fuck, man, no one's ever just like talked to me from a place of love.
Even as a kid, I don't know how your parents were, but it was never like, well, what happened? What's going on? It was like we came up with a plan here of how to make Chris great again. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because that's what you wanted.
Yeah.
Not like, well, what do you want? Because if you do this, you're fucked, or any of that shit. I didn't get any anger, energy, disappointment. I mean, you teared up and cried yourself. You're like, I don't want to see you die. I've watched my friends die from this shit. And I'm like,
oh, fuck. Someone actually cares about me.
And I don't think I could do that outside of here, because I'd have been like, well, you're a pussy.
Yeah.
Look at this fucker.
That's gay. You're a fag.
But like, you've held me down and smothered me. Like, I'm not going to think that. I
was just going to say, that's where jiu-jitsu becomes a superpower, because we can be vulnerable with each other as men, because we know how fucking tough each other are.
Yeah.
We know that about each other. Mm-hmm. And again, it doesn't even matter about how technically sound your jiu-jitsu is. I can hold you down. Yeah. Okay, cool. It's because I have better jiu-jitsu, right? But just the grit that
Yeah.
you feel from each other.
Yeah.
When we lock horns and we're trying to push each other around, and regardless of who wins and who loses, man, the person I'm putting my hands on is
Yeah.
a savage.
Even the guys that show up, and I'm not going to name names, but there's been however many that show up and they're like basically women, but they still go roll, and they've continued to go roll. And now
That's savage. That's what I'm saying.
they was in there. They just had, it gets beaten out of men now. So I think, that's the most savage guy. Like, I already wanted to get my face smashed in the mat.
And there are men, again, I'm not going to say any names, but there's plenty of men. There's probably more of these than guys that have been able to endure it and stick around. They experience the business and they're like, oh, I'm out of here, dude.
I've seen that.
Yeah, fuck, whatever that was. I don't want any more of that, right? But when you hide from truth, because that's what it is.
It's usually a big, strong, gym, muscly guy. It always is. There's quite a few of them, actually.
That have come through and they realize it's like, oh, fuck, what I thought I wasn't truth. Mm-hmm. So I'm done with that.
I think Potts is the only like super ripped gym guy that I've seen that is sticking with it.
Well, dude, Potts is a great example. I love talking about Potts, and he's done the podcast too, because Potts' story is not that different from your own.
Yeah.
He was waking up.
Well, it's even better because he had to lose a shit ton of weight.
That's what
too.
I'm saying. He was going to fucking 7-Eleven and eating like JoJo's and burritos for breakfast with a big gulp, and was just overweight, and his body was getting sick. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I need to change. So his change came through CrossFit, where now he looks and functions like a He-Man action figure. But then even though you become a super athlete, you come over here, it's not that applicable to fighting.
Not at all. I don't think.
No.
From what I've seen.
I mean, a body that is strong and that has mobility and balance and stuff, much easier to build that person into a good grappler. But you still have to grow into a good grappler. And Potts came over here looking like a He-Man action figure, and it didn't do anything for him on the mats until he learned sound jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Now the fact that he's a super athlete, you watch him roll now, all of his physical attributes can be applied to jiu-jitsu. It's fucking rad to watch.
I think it's almost worse to be that guy. That's why I think it's impressive that he stuck with it, because I think usually like it's a mental thing. Like the guy already knows he's a pussy. It's like, okay, I got a long way to go. Let's build it.
Yeah.
The guy that comes in thinking he's the man, walking around like he's the shit, and then little guy fucking just fucks him up.
Like Christian.
Christian.
Little skinny Christian fucking strangles
Michael.
You. Yeah.
It's like, I've seen it. I brought a guy from Planet Fitness that was all yoked up, and Michael just tore him
Tuned
up.
him, huh?
Yeah, because he came in with the wrong energy.
Yeah.
First he tried to trick him, and he's like, I got an injury, I'm brand new, and then just came in like a fucking heathen. Michael might have held a little longer when he was tapping, I don't know, and then he's talking about his pinky finger hurt, and he never came back. He left early and never came back, but those guys already thought they were tough, and then found out they're nowhere near tough. But if you already don't think you're tough, mentally it's
easier pill to swallow. Oh, dude, Michael's another success story. You know, I went through the police academy with him.
No, I knew he was a cop.
We went through the police academy together in 2017, and he knew nothing about self-defense and shooting and like the things that are important to be a police officer. And shortly after he became a cop, he realized this isn't for me. So he left the profession and then went on this like self-discovery journey of becoming capable. He has fucking great jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for his size, it's like, all right, this is fucked.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm bigger and stronger, so like passing should be a lot easier, but he's always putting something in the right, just get shit. I mean, I don't understand it because I don't have, like, I wouldn't call my jiu-jitsu technical at all. I just try to push on stuff until it moves.
See, that's what you think, bro. But your jiu-jitsu has grown by fucking light years.
Yeah,
dude.
but I'm not looking to be technical. I like just grabbing the thumb in grip and like pushing on the neck, and like seeing the face change. And
Dude, that's the beautiful part of jiu-jitsu, though, is that, like, there is not one path that is optimal.
Yeah.
You got to figure out your attributes and then how to apply them.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that you're a motherfucker to roll with.
Yeah. I got like 3 moves.
So does Hodger Gracie, though.
Yeah.
You know, and he choked out Buchecha. So,
But I'm also 46. So if I was 26, I might be like, I need to learn more jiu-jitsu because I want to compete. I want to have like some kind of jiu-jitsu career competing, even if it's not like going to the top or whatever. But like, I'm just having fun with the guys.
yeah.
And if I need it out there, it's not flashy arm bars. It's controlling positions. So that's mostly now if I can just put pressure in positions, it's like, well, I could elbow you here. I could,
Well, that's a funny thing about my jiu-jitsu is my favorite submission is the armbar. And are you thinking, no, it's mother's milk? Well, I've shifted over the last, I would say 18 months.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons is I'm not going to armbar somebody in a self-defense scenario, probably ever.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I'm on top of you, because all of my armbar setups are from top. They're not from bottom.
You're dropping bombs.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you an opportunity to get on top. The armbar is really specific to the sport of jiu-jitsu or the sport of MMA.
Yeah.
But if I have you controlled and I'm on top of you, I'm probably not going to get off to give you an armbar.
Yeah.
I'll probably gift wrap you and make you go belly down and then just hold you there, right? And so, I mean...
Depends on what you did.
It depends on what you did. I mean, that guy breaking into my house.
Yeah.
You heard that story.
9-9.
I just took his back and choked him.
Yeah.
Put my hooks in and just stayed on top of him until the cops got there.
Do you think like regular people, you even need your hooks?
No. You actually don't. It's funny you say that because hooks, if you have your sternum connected to their back and you have like a really tight seatbelt and you're holding on, the hooks aren't necessarily needed. Actually, this guy was unconscious long before I had hooks in.
Yeah.
It was from the standing position. Arm drag, rear naked choke, set him on the ground, and then I put my hooks in. And just waited, right? But that's the power of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You can control someone for long amounts of time without expending any energy. Like you could hold a guy at mount for 2 hours if he doesn't know jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Like Matt Serra in that video.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Playing with a kid.
Yeah. And that's the power of it. But I mean, we're going off on some tangents now. But that's the beauty of jiu-jitsu. One thing that I want to hear from you, though, that I think is the most important part of your journey is, I think we've talked about it a little bit, just you and I, the relationship with your sons has shifted and grown exponentially. You've been here, what, over 2 years now, right?
2 years and a month, almost exactly.
So what would you say jiu-jitsu's changed as a parent for you?
Well, we always did fun stuff, and we'd go fishing and stuff like that. But most of it was like we'd wrestle. I'd wrestle them around the house, but they never seen me work or do other than chop wood. Mainly, I did a lot of drinking, which was put a lot of disappointment in their mother. So they had that dynamic. So I think one of the main things is watching me go every night. Well, not every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, roll, and they see me fighting other dudes. So to be the lead from the front, and I know they maybe don't like really think about my growth, but I know they feel it.
Yeah, they're just aware of it.
Yeah, I'm a better example. Getting yelled at less by my wife, which is probably great for their growth too, but just them being in the class and Will telling me, because when Luke wrestled, the coaches would come to me and go, Luke's not trying hard enough, you need to get on him. Luke needs to do, and it had me more involved than I should have been. And Will goes, we'll take care of it. Just watch. Yeah, dude. And it was like a weight lifted off me. Like I don't
know.
have this crazy.
You know how sometimes memories, you hear other people tell you the story and then it becomes a memory in your own head. I can't remember if I was there that night or if Will just told me, but it was basically you kind of riding the kids, you know?
Yeah, you need to try it. Like we talked about earlier, I will pound you into that wood. Like,
Well, and a 30-year iron worker, the way you're riding your kids is get the fuck up. What the fuck are you doing? And it's like you got 10 other parents on the bench. Yeah. It's like, hey, dude. Yeah. Not only do we not want you like yelling at your kids, but you're
calling them faggots and shit.
Yeah, you're like being real aggressive, and some of the verbiage you were using was like.
Well, that's the first sit down we had.
Yeah, and that's what Will said. He's like, bro, this is a gift to you.
Yeah.
Let me manage your children for this hour, and you can actually just relax. You don't have to be concerned about what they're doing, because that's what I'm out here doing.
Yeah.
And it was an awesome shift, man.
Well, and it's a weight. It's not something I want to do. It's something I felt like, from what I'd learned previously, that if I don't do this, they're not going to...
Like you're letting them down almost?
Yeah, like I need to push you.
Yeah.
I need to push, right? Because I was a kid. I'm not going to push that hard. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not going to go when I'm crying if my mommy will hold me.
Yeah.
And so taking that weight off, and then just... I got to the point where I wouldn't even watch them because they'd always be looking for that affirmation. So I just started bullshitting. I wouldn't even watch. I started to a little recently because I feel like a couple of them fuck around too much when they're rolling, which still pisses me off. You're fucking rolling. Like, try to win.
Bro, 100%, right?
Like, why are you guys giggling?
Dude,
the fuck's going on? Like, you should be trying to kill. Like, me and Ryan have been partners for a long time. And the other night, I'm still over there. I mean, he kneed me in the head so hard, not his fault. I didn't have to put my face there, whatever happened. But then once I got on top, I'm pulling his gi over his nose and his mouth, and I'm holding it there. Like, you know what I mean? We're being dicks to each other. But I love the guy. I'd do anything.
But here's the caveat to that is Ryan is just tougher than fuck, right?
Yeah. Well,
and you know that you can give him hard business rounds like that. You're not going to do that to Annie, though. Or maybe.
Annie's starting to get to the point where I might have to. But I look at it as like you're the dealer in the game, and whatever you choose the game we're playing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to choose it because I'm always going to choose forehead in your face.
Well, and let me say that I actually saw Lovato. I posted it in the group chat. I don't know if you saw that yesterday or the day before.
Yep.
And I mean, Lovato might be the greatest of all time, if we're being honest.
Well, now if he keeps doing what he's doing now, I'm going to say for sure.
Yeah, and I don't say greatest of all time just because of his jiu-jitsu allocates, but he's become an MMA champion at a very, very high level. Now he's a collegiate wrestler and he's winning.
Yeah.
And one thing that he said yesterday or the other day, he said, man, if you want to celebrate your wins in practice, that tells me your focus is on winning and losing in practice. And he's like, there is no winning and losing in practice. There's only practice and getting better. That's what it is. So if you think but that doesn't mean you don't try and win.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, obviously, you're trying to win because we are competing against each other, right? That doesn't mean that you can't be like, all right, I'm going to let this guy on my back and then I'm going to defend chokes today or whatever the case may be. But self-admittedly, that's something I've had a problem with for 22 years because I don't like losing in training. And I think that that's something that on one hand, it's good because you want to build a competitive spirit and you want to be able to win. But also, you probably, you don't need to carry the same type of energy if you lose with your team because that's what we're doing. You're not going to get better if you're not losing.
Isn't that what rotations are for?
That's what I'm saying.
Because when you have any other sport, anytime you're playing that sport, it's to the death of whatever that sport is, basically that mindset. And the way you get better at all the other things like that is basically like your rotations. Like we're going to run this drill over and over and over. So it's football. We're going to run these routes on a whatever, or basketball. We're dribbling for an hour. Or...
Dude, I had a guy come in here. Fuck, I don't remember who it was, but I think he was I don't remember what belt he was, but I think he was a brown or a black belt. And he said, that's the first time I've seen rotations, dude.
I love them.
And bro, like in Bouchesha's academy, almost all of practice was rotations. every single night.
Yeah.
We're working from back control. We're working from mount. We're working to escape half guard. We put you in a position. You have to learn about this position.
Yeah.
And what that does is it disallows people to go to their A game. Because if you just play your A game and you're really good at your A game, that's great. And and you're honing that and you're developing that. But to develop you as an overall grappler, let's play around with all these other positions. And well, bro, that's another thing. Some guys hate losing rotation. And it's like, dude, a guy's on your back with 2 hooks in and a seatbelt.
Yeah.
You're set up for failure right now. You're set up to survive.
That's when, I know it's because you've said it a bunch of times, but I'll just try all kinds of shit.
Try. See what happens.
And if I lose whatever, I get back in line, I'll be back in there in a minute. But when I roll, depending on who I'm with, I want to smash.
Me too, bro. Me too. But another truth is, if I do get caught and I do lose, I carry that shit in here. I never let people know. Like, I mean, it's to the point where, like, if I get caught, I'll usually acknowledge it during bow out, like when Hayden choked me unconscious, because I don't want people to see the black belt hiding from loss.
Yeah, being gay.
And yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, yeah, I lost. So what?
Yeah.
That's called jiu-jitsu, you know? But to go back to your boys, man, I watched a shift in them that was pretty substantial when you made that decision to go hands off a little bit.
Well, I told you why I originally was like, this place is perfect. Because the way I was going, I was like, all my brothers are dead.
Uh-huh.
Not all of them from the same thing, but generally. And I was just like, wow, what great men for my kids to grow up with, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think I was going to make it. I wasn't suicidal. I'd seen my path.
Yeah. How many brothers have you lost, dude?
So I left home really early, and it was like my friends since like 6th grade. So Nathan, Travis, and Aaron, they were all close, like my boys are in age. And all 3 of them died in like a 5-year span.
Dang.
A little bit before Maine, before we left. And my best friend that I lived with, that Luke grew up living with, died right before that, Tony. And his was diabetes and something with the heart, but from not living healthy.
Yeah.
Not making these choices that we're making now. And then...
So you had a front row seat to what happens if you just continue to live in a toxic state.
Yeah, and those were the only, like, real friends I had. Only people, like... I had friends, but like those are the only dudes that I like engaged with outside of an activity.
Yeah.
Like going to CrossFit for a long time, but never really hung out.
Yeah.
And did things. I still don't. I'm a very small group. Like if I'm hanging out with you, it's like maybe another guy or 2 that's happening. It'll probably be more here over time because maybe I just didn't have access to the right people. But so growing up with them, and then that happened, it was kind of like Final Destination. I was like, fuck it. Like, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's been like every few years, like, my time's coming soon, you know. I just figured it was fucking a wrap, you know. And so to have you guys and then him say that, and it's like, well, yeah, that's what why wouldn't I leave him with him for an hour and a half? I was planning on leaving him here forever.
Uh-huh.
And, to just let them experience other men that are good examples, different perspectives, and you can't say enough about being able to coach that age the way he does. It's like impossible.
And dude, your boys have trust in us too.
Yeah.
Like William gives me a hug every night and says, I love you, Professor.
Yeah.
And dude, just saying it, I feel it. Because he does. It's real.
And you've sat in the sauna with him. I was telling Tyler yesterday, like, he's already got what I'm searching for. Like when you're like, yeah, you know, because he was down on himself. You're like, but look, you're getting fit, you're strong, you're going to be badass, you know, and you see these really obese, unhealthy people at Walmart. What do you see?
Yeah.
You know? And he's like, oh, they look sad. And you're like, whoa, shit, that's not the direction we were going. But he's just so
right.
empathetic. And it's like he don't need Tyler. He's already there. I just got to not fuck it up now.
Well, dude, so we're sitting in the sauna, and your middle boy, William, what is he, 11?
10.
I could tell he was just down.
Yeah.
You know? I said, "What's going on, William? What's going on? I can tell something's bothering you." And you said to him, you said, "Hey, do you want to talk to me and Professor, or do you just want to talk to Professor about this?" He goes, "I think I just want to talk to Professor about it." And you said, "I respect that, and I'll step out of the sauna."
Yeah.
Which was cool for him, because it's like, Dad, obviously the relationship you have with Dad is what it is. But there was a part of him that wanted to hear Professor's perspective, right? So you stepped out, and I said, "What's going on?" He goes, "I lose every single round.
Oh.
I'm always getting submitted, and I'm always losing, and it's bothering me." And he was sad about it. And I said, "William, you're 10 years old. You've been doing jiu-jitsu since you were 8.
Yeah.
You're still a little boy. You're still relatively new to jiu-jitsu, and the people that are beating you." Especially his older brother. That's the one that kind of gets to him, right?
Pisses him off.
I said, "He's been doing jiu-jitsu just as long as you have.
Yeah.
And he's bigger and he's stronger. And if we're being completely honest, Marcus, that's his older brother, he takes jiu-jitsu a little more serious than you."
Way more.
Well, I didn't want to way more, right? And I said, "So this is what's happening. There are people that are taking training a little more serious than you, and they're better than you, and so they beat you. And that's going to keep happening until you get better than them." I said, "But just because you're losing to guys that are better than you, don't let that story be that you suck."
Yeah.
Because the story is you're putting in work every day, you're getting better, and regardless whether you win or lose, every day you come here, when you leave this facility, you're a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I said, that's the path to being a world champion. That's it. It's not a secret. It's just a long, hard path. And you've been on that long, hard path for 2 years, and I see it in you. I see your growth. You just sometimes probably struggle to see it in yourself."
Yeah.
And I said, "But anything worth having is very difficult to obtain. It takes hard work. It takes commitment. And at 10 years old, you're now learning about these lifelong lessons."
Yeah.
And you could just, it was making sense to him. And you tell me, when you drove home with him that night, what was his energy like? Probably still kind of bummed out, but it felt like to me that he had an understanding, because when I watch him roll now,
Yeah. It's different.
it's different. And a lot of your jiu-jitsu can change with a choice.
Yeah. Well, Mark, I mean, before that talk, and you're telling him like, well, you're not really as serious. Well, yeah, because the only time he wasn't smiling when he'd roll would be with Marcus. Everybody else, he's like talking half the time and giggling. And
Yeah.
that's why I kind of watch now. I'm like, hey, let's go.
And I'll tell kids that, because there's a handful of kids that once they start to lose, like you get them mounted or you get on their back, they start like, I've literally heard kids be like, "What are you doing this weekend?"
Yeah.
And I'll tell William, "We don't care what he's doing this weekend.
Yeah.
Rip his arm off his body right now."
Yeah.
And then he'll do it.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, don't get pulled into the psychological warfare
Yeah. Yeah.
that people are using when they start to lose. And I don't even know if kids know they're doing it. I think they just are like, "I don't like losing. Let's shift the energy.
Yeah.
Let's start talking about last weekend's birthday party."
Yeah.
And bro, as a coach, that's a lifelong battle.
We need an Anthony at every level.
Yeah, you
Because
do.
if you started doing that to Anthony, he's going to fucking call you out in front of everybody. And
Dude, I've put duct tape around a kid's head before. Were you here for that? And I'm not going to say his name, but I was like, "Hey, stop.
long time coming.
Yeah, stop trying to talk to people
Yeah.
about what you're going to do this weekend."
Yeah.
And I've had team talks with the kids. I'm like, "Listen, developing friendships here and wanting people to come to your birthday party is awesome.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you're making friends on the mat that you want to come to your birthday. When they have you mounted and they have a forefinger in grip and they're trying to choke you, that's not the time to talk about your fucking birthday. We all know what you're doing. You know?
Don't see, Marcus doesn't have that problem.
Yeah.
He's like a dog. Once he's on the rope, dude.
Yeah.
You know.
But then the other thing that I have to remember is like, dude, when I was 10 years old, all I would do is walk to the far side of my property. I'm closing my eyes because I'm visualizing. I had a trail that would lead there to this little swamp that was like the size of this table. Little tiny swamp in the corner.
Frogs and
There
lizards.
was frogs and lizards and shit, dude. And I would just sit there. And I was fascinated by it. And I would go there. And then I built a little fort right next to it. I was nowhere near learning about dealing with the stresses of combat, dealing with the stresses of losing a fight, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's like, fuck, William, you're 10 and you're feeling these frustrations.
Yeah.
And by the time you're 19,
Yeah.
dude.
Problem, because he's built different than the rest of us.
Uh-huh.
He's got a little bit of thickness to him. He's got huge. His hands are almost as they're like to there.
Uh-huh.
10. I'm like, fuck.
And then your youngest, Ronnie,
He's something else.
he was mad all the time.
He's still mad all the time.
Not anything like it was,
No,
man.
no, he didn't even. He told Will, "You ain't my dad.
Oh,
You don't get to tell. You're just like me. You're not telling me what to do."
but the energy he would have at practice, you like, he'd have a scowl in his eyes,
Oh yeah,
you know.
because he's being told what to do.
But he loves it here now.
Yeah,
Even though you said he'll still be like, I don't want to go to practice tonight. Well, that's being 8 years old,
yeah.
right?
He wants to hang out with mom.
Yeah.
He doesn't see her as much anymore.
But when he gets here, he's ready to go, dude.
And this is his dude. He's so. And Jenny, him and Jenny. I don't know. He's always hanging out with
He
Jenny.
loves
Yeah.
Jenny, dude.
So it's like, yeah, he loves it here. He doesn't want to come all the time because he wants to go screw around with mom. But then you make him come.
And Jenny's not a big enough bitch at the front desk to where she'll be like, because she'll tell me sometimes, she's like, God, there's like 5 kids at the front desk the whole time asking me questions and telling me stories. And sometimes it's like, hey, Miss Jenny, guess what I had for lunch today? And she's just like, I don't give a fuck what you had for lunch today. but she won't say
can't.
that. She won't say that, right?
She can't even handle it if we do it.
No. So I'll always tell her, I was like, Jenny, I'll be on the mats teaching and I'll see 5 kids like blah, 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 blah. While she's trying to like restock inventory or something. And I'm like, do you want me to tell all the little kids to leave you the fuck alone? Because that won't hurt my feelings. She's like, no, it's fine.
She needs to get them to do it. You guys want to hang out? Well, this is how we hang out. You're going to work.
Well, I've actually seen her do that. And Ronnie's
sweet.
always down.
Yeah.
Carrying fucking cans of Element.
He'd
and
do anything for me.
restocking the fridge and shit.
I don't know if you were standing there one night. I walked out and he'd been there forever at the desk. And I go, you're going to give her cauliflower here, dude. Shut up. Jesus Christ. But that's why I said the other day, we need a podcast with her because like this place isn't this place. It's all the hats she wears, all the things she does, all the care for the kids. I don't think I've had a question related to anything that she hasn't been able to give me a really good answer for.
Yeah.
So she's like our encyclopedia. Like, she's great. It's awesome.
Isn't that's a fucking woman, dude? Like yesterday, she was cutting tiles at the front desk.
Cutting tile?
Cutting tile. And Brittany, you know, like you can scour tile with like an X-Acto knife.
Like a laminate tile.
And then you can break it, right?
Yeah.
And Brittany and Randy, they said, what are you doing? She's like, I'm cutting tile to put tiles underneath the bathroom sink for the vanity. And you could just see they were like, wait, what? But that woman has always been someone that just, if it has to be fixed, she figures out how to fix it. Like, dude, she rebuilt our fucking, the drum in our dryer by watching a YouTube video and like took it apart and pulled the bearings out and shit. And I'm just like, I'm the worst husband in the world, dude.
I wouldn't even do that. I would go on Facebook Marketplace and just get a new dryer for $100 and ride that one till it died. And
yeah, but that's not her, man. She's always making shit work.
that's crazy.
No, it's funny, man. Women, well, her, but I think a lot of women, they struggle with feeling appreciated, right?
Yeah.
And that's my fault.
Yeah. I was going to say my fault.
You know?
Totally.
And when she starts to talk about that, I have to always remind her, I'm like, dude, maybe I'm dropping the ball by not.
They need to hear it.
Yeah, by not celebrating you and showing you how appreciative I am of what you do for this place. But make no mistake.
Everybody knows.
Everybody fucking knows. Because sometimes when she's down on herself, she doesn't realize like this whole kingdom stays afloat because of you.
Yeah. And now she's bringing in another 6 figures.
Yeah, dude. And teaching those girls how to do it too.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of our teammates have joined the prosperity portfolio with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it just got started yesterday. So it's a new journey, but it's like she's showing women not only how to like, just be a leader in your family.
Yeah.
But also like, man, you can do big things. And it's funny. I've been joking with Wes a bunch lately. I was like, man, I can't wait till we just have sugar mamas.
Yeah.
Then we can just do whatever we want.
Just train.
And they can just rake in the dough.
That would be nice. Just let us train, shoot, train, fish,
Yep.
hunt, maybe. Well, that's a lot of walking.
Dude, that day, those, everything's starting to happen though. And I think it's because the right people came together. They believe in what this place is and they're pouring into it. And we're fucking seeing it grow into what it is, man.
Yeah, well, beliefs, everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if I believe I'm an alcoholic, then I gotta go to AA every night, or I'm gonna ruin my life. Or I could say it's a thing that I can either drink or not drink it. It's up to me.
Well, it's interesting you're saying like you were pretty sure you were going to die. And I think a lot of us that lived like wild youths,
Yeah.
I never thought I'd see 40.
No.
And you can ask Jenny, but man, like I used to tell her, it was like,
Especially you.
have a plan B. Like my number was actually 37. I was like, I know I don't make it past 37. And I don't know why that is, but I just know. I know that I'm not going to be an old man. I'm not going to see my 40s.
Maybe that's how old you were when you got skewered.
Yeah, you know? And then I fucking, then I hit 37. I'm like, oh, fuck, still alive. I made it. And then I hit 40. And now I just turned 45. And you know what? There's still a part of me that's like, nope, I'm not going to see 50. No, I'm not going to see 55. Me and Lappin talk about it all the time. We're not going to be old men. We're not going to be old men. It's like, we're encroaching on old men now.
I'd say we're old men.
Our
When
beards,
I get up in the morning.
yeah, our beards have gray in them. Everything aches. Yeah. And the reality is we might be 75-year-old men. We've made it to a point where, bro, you keep taking care of your body, you keep training, you keep doing the things that we're doing. Mm-hmm. The body will continue to live.
Yeah.
It wants
when you
to.
Stop that it gets fucking decrepit.
And now it's like, fuck, am I going to be 80? That's a weird fucking thought.
Yeah, but we're still going to be ripped because there's things for that.
Yeah, it just increased my test and my HGH. Well, that's the other thing, man. I like, everybody has their theory on performance enhancing drugs, and it's like, on one hand, I hate big pharma that has a pill for everything. Oh, you feel this? Have this. Yeah. Oh, you feel that? Have that. But I also like optimizing myself, and it's like increasing my test, increasing my HGH. I feel better.
I just look at it like toothpaste. I want better teeth. I'm going to brush them with this stuff.
Not fluoride.
I'm fucking over 40. I don't want to start declining.
Mm-hmm.
Why? If there's an option to not decline, and fuck, yeah, why wouldn't it? I could still be ripped. I could still do jiu-jitsu 3 nights a week.
Well, you've never been fat though, huh?
No, when I stopped like working, like if there was like a slow period of a few weeks, everybody come back fat, I'd come back skinnier.
Yeah.
And it's like I was at 195 and I was like, well, maybe I'll learn more technique if I drop weight. So in like a month, I just dropped 20 pounds.
You're 175 now?
Yeah. So I halved my dose and I just started eating like only a few hours a day and just dropped 20 pounds, you know? And I say it in here, and then women are like, fuck you, you know. You know, but it's like, and it didn't work. I didn't learn more technique. It's just harder to do what I do now because I'm smaller.
Women hate our metabolisms.
Yeah.
Like every time, if I start dieting and trying to get ripped, I'll lose 15 pounds in a week.
Yeah.
Like I know my body. I can just shred it up if I want to.
Yeah.
And every time I do that, Jenny's like, you're down 15 pounds already? It would take me 2 years, you know. But
they're also not driven to have that the same way we are. They're like, I want to lose weight, but I also want to get tacos and margaritas with you. Whereas like if I'm like I'm getting ripped, I'm getting fucking ripped.
Yeah.
If I'm getting back up to 195, it's going to happen. I want it now. But then they're not supposed to be like flat stomach, in my opinion. No offense to you guys that like skinny chicks, but like a woman, they don't make statues of these scrawny chicks with abs because it's supposed to be womanly, having kids, and you don't have healthy kids with skinny women. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a fact. And I don't know. I think they're too hard on themselves. It's as long as you're not obese,
like cultural expectations.
Yeah, when we grew up, like you didn't see no girls on TV anywhere that were bigger, thicker than me.
Bro, the women in the 90s were all sickly skinny.
Yeah, you even look at like the rap videos talking about big booties, and you're like, those ain't even butts, dude. What do you mean? From like 2 Live Crew and all them motherfuckers, you know, you're like, fuck, now they're huge. Like they're going way too far with it. But you know, if you're obese, that's one thing. But
I think
womanly's good.
I think the CrossFit movement has actually been kind of empowering for women. And I'll show you, because I sent this video to my homie the other day, and it's this girl who's just look at how yarded that chick is, dude, and she's doing one-handed toes to bars. Like I can't fucking do, and
that's fucking crazy.
I can't get anywhere close to that. Hanging from one hand and doing toes to bars, and she's just.
Are we positive?
She's just fucking jacked, dude.
That's a lot of makeup. Are we positive?
Well, that's what Daniel.
It's 2026.
That's what Daniel always says to me. He's like,
and I'm gonna say
those women that are CrossFit and looking like that. Those. He's like, you're secretly gay, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you want that in your bed and you want to rub on her abs, you're what's that Joe Rogan clip where Shane Gillis is like, dude, you're close. You're close,
secretly
bro.
Gay, huh?
It's you're on the spectrum,
dude. I don't know, man. I am.
Everybody likes what they like.
I'm impressed by that.
That's impressive, and it's cool. And if she is actually a woman and she's taking the same shit we're taking.
Well, no, as I say, there's a lot.
Sure.
There's a lot of drugs in that too.
The woman body's not supposed to do that.
No, very, very, very true.
You know,
but I think it's cool that the movement has. You see it in the fitness world to where like chicks that are big and strong and thick are also celebrated now, as opposed to all women looking like a Victoria's Secret model, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, Jenny is a super athlete too, even though she hasn't been working out I would say she hasn't been working out hard for probably a year.
Oh, okay.
Right? Her and her workout partner had the falling out, blah, 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 whatever, right? But fucking woman can deadlift like 300 pounds, you know? So, and the other side of it is, this is going to sound, it's not going to sound weird. Most men probably think of this. When you look at a woman and you're attracted to her, what's the ultimate goal? What your offspring are going to be like?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
I was taking it at face value. So.
No, but I'm saying,
trying to think like which position are we going?
What you're attracted to, in its core of cores, should be what kind of offspring will she produce? Yeah. And so, like, when a woman is strong and has some power and isn't just this dainty little flower, it's like, okay, if I have daughters, okay, whatever, right? But if I have sons, I don't want my sons to be, if that Victoria's Secret model that weighs 107 pounds gives you a son, what's that son going to be like?
Yeah, like you might want to invite a midget to the bachelor party, but you don't want to have kids with her.
Hey, there's a couple good looking.
Kept it reined in for a little while here.
There's a couple good looking midgets out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's even a Down syndrome model now, you know. So the world's changing, bro.
I'm not going in on that, dude.
Like nothing's off limits.
Oh fuck, dude. But like, I mean, perfect example, Jordan and Jenny.
Yeah.
Like Jordan started dating Jenny, and I was not my Jenny, obviously a different Jenny, or Savage Blue Belt Jenny. But Jordan is one of the top grapplers in the academy. And then he started dating.
Yeah, he's got to be. I mean, he doesn't even have to train. He comes in and he's still top.
Him and Daniel. Hands down, dude.
I would love to see that.
Oh, I have seen it.
I've never seen it.
It's wild, dude.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, he is a super athlete with a high level of competence in grappling. He started wrestling at 4.
Yeah.
So when you start wrestling at 4 and you're 35 now, that is the result right there. It's literally 30 years on the mats. And then he started dating Jenny, who is probably the best athlete I've ever met.
Really?
As a woman.
Yeah.
Like, you've done rounds with her. Oh, you haven't.
I don't know.
If you don't know if you have, you haven't.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because the first time I did a live round with her, she's a new white belt, right? But she holds like powerlifting records and CrossFit records, like all kinds of crazy shit. And I grabbed her and she grabbed me back. I'll never forget it. She grabbed the back of my triceps.
Just like pulling it off.
And was like, I remember thinking, fucking ow, dude. Like, what is this? It felt like you grabbing my you know, you can grab the gi, but then sometimes people will just grab skin and just fucking. And I was like, what in the fuck is this, dude? And so the fact that they just had a baby, I told them, I said, if for whatever reason you guys don't want to be parents, just give me your offspring.
Have a couple more.
The genetics.
It's like LeBron and that tennis player, Serena. It's like, give me one of those.
Oh, they had a baby?
No, but everybody's always like, they should have a baby.
Well, bro, true story. When I was with Bushesha at his academy, I forget exactly what the context was, but Gabby Garcia, do you know who she is?
Yeah, the one that Craig Jones was fucking around.
Yeah, big,
jiu-jitsu
super, like a gigantic super athlete that in her prime was just mopping up the jiu-jitsu world, right?
But she's like is she all human?
Well, dude, I don't know what's going on, but what I do know is she is fucking a gigantic super athlete.
Yeah.
And so is Marcus, right? And I said, Marcus, listen, just hear me out here, okay?
I'll pay for it.
Yeah, seriously. Just make this happen, okay, for me, and then give me the baby.
Yeah, girl or guy.
Yeah, I don't care. I already got a bunch of kids. One more won't even matter.
Yeah.
It's like, Greg, you're stupid, bro. I was like, yeah, until you guys follow through with my plan,
Yeah.
and I get to build the world champion of world champions.
Fuck. That's interesting to think about, like, if that did happen.
I know, right?
We'll get a little microcosm of that with Jordan and Jenny and see what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, dude.
But here's the thing. Is it like two positive or two negatives make a positive or whatever? That kid might be a super artist.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to probably be super good at whatever it is, but it might have nothing to do with anything hardcore.
Yeah. No, I know. It's always our silly expectations that we set.
It's our dreams.
But
more monsters.
Oh, fuck, dude. What do you think? What do you think's next for your family and for jiu-jitsu and for the path that you're on?
Just continuing to figure out it's like I tell Tyler all the time. As soon as I'm like, oh, this is what it is. Then it goes boom, and it's like, oh fuck, I don't know shit about myself. And then I get to where I think I do, and then now there's more. So I met with him yesterday and started trying to explore that. And I'm gonna do a ceremony. I've done ceremonies not with this group that I'm doing it with, but I think this is going to be different. Mm-hmm. There's more guidance and the right type of dudes.
What type of ceremony are you doing?
Heart, and I think it's the combo, heart and mushroom.
Okay, and you're doing it with a group setting?
Mm-hmm. Up there, same spot.
Yeah.
And Autumn's going to that one. I asked her first. I was like, she has a spot the day you're at, but I don't, like, if this is something that you want to do without me, I don't want to, like, jump in, So there's other spots. She said, no, let's go, because she can see through me without the medicine.
Yeah.
Into my childhood shit. She's weird. She's a witch. But figuring that out, try to figure, because I think that's where the answers are.
Yeah.
And then just the responsibility here now, like when I was new, it was like pouring into me. Now it's like, okay, now I'm a blue belt and there's all these other people, and it's like, that's a responsibility.
Yeah.
Like it's time to, whether it's jiu-jitsu, giving Annie an extra round, whether I'm hurt or not, every single time she's here, because she wants to work on something specific, or just all those little things. And then that times 10 with my family, the businesses, and because I'm not a business guy. I was a really good slave.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to figure out how to do this other thing where I'm in control. And so just figuring that stuff out, and just being better for the people around me, really growing myself into that.
Well, bro, you know how you know that you've become a trusted member of the Academy is when people hand you their babies.
Yeah, I fucked up there.
Yeah, you're one of the team babysitters now.
Yeah.
And on one hand, it's like, oh, fuck, I gotta hold this baby for an hour, right? The other hand is it's like...
It's an honor.
It is an honor.
And a curse sometimes.
Of course, yeah.
Sometimes it's like my back hurts. That kid don't want to listen, but he's parented way different than I do things. So then, but it's also like Will says, you're going to make me better. So then I look at him and I'm like, I got to figure out how to do this a different way.
Dude, I was holding Val's baby yesterday. He was talking to me.
Really?
Bro, that kid.
Like talking?
Just like some yas and nos.
Oh, yeah.
No sentence structures, but when I was looking into his eyes and saying things to him, he knows what's up, dude.
Yeah.
He remember the other day, or it's been a couple months now, when I was like, "Hey, stop running off of the patio. You can play out here, but once you're off the patio, you're in the parking lot. You don't go off the patio." And he walked right to the edge of it and like put his toes on the edge of it, and then looked back at me, and I was like, "That's as far as you can go."
Yeah.
And then he's like, you could see there's like this understanding.
Yeah.
I think 2-year-olds know a lot more. I think they can interpret and understand a lot more than they can articulate, just because they don't have the language skills yet.
I think they're closer to the energy field still.
Yeah.
Without being all warped from life.
But I remember when I see you babysitting during practice, and it's like a village here, right?
Yeah.
Because Val will be teaching, and then everyone just kind of like...
He's getting passed around.
Yeah, watches the babies.
Yeah.
And I saw you holding them, and I was like, "Oh fuck, dude, this is a new version of Requa, dude."
Yeah, I've always been good with little kids. Just getting older and more hurt and less. They're little kids they take energy.
Of course, man.
But same kind of story with them. The last time I held him, is she handed him off, and he was just flailing and screaming. And I was like,
"Nope, we're not doing this."
I grabbed him in the back of his shirt, and I go, "Hey, that shit works on women.
Yeah,
we don't give a fuck."
Yeah.
And dude,
yeah, exactly.
I was just like, "Hey, look, I'm not going to do this. If you're going to do this, someone else is going to have to watch him."
Yeah.
Because, yeah,
I'm not dealing with your little temper
he
tantrum.
stopped.
Yeah.
And was in a great mood the rest of the night.
That's what I'm saying.
Whether I held him or let him play, whatever I told him to do, he was perfect. I was like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah. As far as ceremony goes, you said like Autumn's going to come with you, right?
She's been to him twice.
Okay. I've done, and it's the same thing with me and Jenny. There's times when she's went on her own, and then there's times you can go to ceremony together, and work together, or you can go to ceremony together and go separate and be in different groups. And me and Jenny have done both. Because I think it's good to connect as husband and wife through that energy, but I also think it's good for them to figure them out and you to figure you out. The one thing that I want to say about ceremony that I think is lost on a lot of people is, dude, I don't think you just go to ceremony and have this epiphany that changes your life, and now I got it all figured out.
Yeah, it's not a car wash.
Bro, it's jiu-jitsu. Every time you go, you learn a little bit about yourself. You think about some perspectives. And depending on what the ceremony is and who you're doing it with, I don't even think that the drugs that are taken, psilocybin or heart medicine, I don't think that really like opens up a portal to a part of you that doesn't already exist. I think it just makes people have a little easier time accessing those parts of you.
Yeah.
And also kind of tears the walls down a little bit. You're willing to be more vulnerable, and you're also in a place where people are like, "Hey, I'm here to dive into myself." And how they do it there is you'll break into like groups of 5, and then everybody gets like an hour to themselves. Like this hour is about you.
Okay.
And we talk about you, and we hear what things in your life you're struggling with, or what things in your life you're proud of too. Yeah. That's another thing. Not all ceremony has to be like disempowering, like, fuck man, this. It's like, dude, what are you proud of? What are you doing right now that you are happy to see yourself doing? And you can take that energy, and it can be very empowering if you go into it with the mindset of like, dude, I'm here to like put my shit out there. I'm here to listen to people's perspectives. Yeah. And the truth is, we could probably do it out there on the mats without any type of substance. I think the substance just kind of helps get people there. Yeah. And that's why I think jiu-jitsu people are finding a lot of value in it, because we've already mastered being vulnerable with people. You have to be. You have to be.
When you first start, it's really vulnerable.
And I see men at ceremony with fucking just walls, like the Great Wall of China around them. And they're kind of full of shit. And they're like, you can just tell they're not getting out of ceremony what they could be getting out of it. And it's because they're not willing to let that vulnerability show. And kind of what I've realized, it's like, people, you see it all the time, especially with new grapplers. They want everything to come together quicker than it can, right? I mean, I've told you a story where it's like I was showing someone a mount escape, and then when I mounted them, it didn't work, and they were frustrated. I just worked that escape over and over and over, and then when I tried it on you, it didn't work. Yeah, of course it didn't work, right? And I think you got to look at ceremony the same way. Not that you have to go to ceremony all the time, but I've yet to leave ceremony ever. I've probably done 7 or 8 of them now over the last 4 years. So not a ton, but enough to kind of get like an understanding of how my body and how my brain and my soul react to it. And I think it's just, hey, get a little better each time. Yeah. But bro, we're 45 years old. And if we live to 70, like we were talking about, bro, that's another 25 years of figuring yourself out, growing, learning. Yeah. And I just think it's dangerous for people to think like ceremony is going to be the end all be all. Right. Ceremony is just another tool in the path of life. And shit's always changing too. You know, like the shit that's bothering you right now, you may completely come to a resolution and put that shit in the past. But now there's the next thing that's fucking getting your attention or just.
That's life.
That's life, bro.
Whether it's shit you're trying to get through or shit you're trying to accomplish. Well, once you have it and you accomplish it, you're going to want something else.
What's next, dude? Yeah. And it's like a lot of ceremony is like people will talk about like purging childhood traumas or purging sadness that you can't overcome. And it's like, that's cool if you can work through those things. But life's going to throw some more fucking trauma at you too. Yeah. Well, you know, like.
Just keep that trauma that you already know.
Yeah. And what I found is it helps you navigate the next storm that life throws at you better than how you navigated the last one. And I'm by no means, I always throw this caveat out there because I never want people to think like, oh, I got it all figured out. Yeah. This is how you get good over here. This is how you get good over there. And now it's all coming together for me. Mm-hmm. There's phases of your life where everything feels like it's fucking smooth sailing. You're in like that flow state with your jiu-jitsu or with your relationship. And then boom, this happens. Yeah. And, I think I've talked about it on a couple podcasts ago. One thing that I'm really starting to, I don't even know if I want to say I'm comfortable with it, but I'm coming to an acceptance with it. It's like, bro, if you're sad about something, good.
Yeah, just sit with it.
Hey, you're sad. What's being sad feel like? Why am I sad? And something that I've seen in the healing community, and bro, the healing community is some of my best friends. So I'm not casting any shade at them, right? But one thing that I've noticed is it's like, hey, what's up? How you doing today? Fuck, I'm struggling, man. This Facebook memory popped up of me and the boys, and it's And Jenny was telling me one night when I was sad about a memory. She's like, "Well, what you have to do is I want you to think about like the gratitude and the good that came from that experience instead of feeling sad about it." I said, "That's not true."
Yeah.
I can look at a memory that brings me sadness and I can feel sadness without an expectation that I have to do something, that I have to work through it, that I have to shift the energy from sad to gratitude or any of that shit, dude. Now, if I can do that, maybe that's good, right? But I don't think that's an expectation because right now I feel sad and I'm allowed to feel sad. And that's what I said. I'm allowed to feel sad. And she actually apologized to me the next day. She's like, "You're right." Like always thinking anytime a negative emotion happens, thinking that there has to be some comprehensive way to work through it so you can move on. I think part of the human experience is whatever the emotion life is throwing at you, sometimes you just have to feel that.
Yeah.
Because bro, if we're happy about something, you'll never hear me say, "Oh, Chris, you seem really excited and happy today. Let's work through this happiness." Let's get to the other side of this happiness.
Well, yeah, everybody thinks that's the goal though.
No, sometimes you just have to experience this for what it is and then just know that this will pass.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on to the next thing. And for me, that's become like a superpower. And this is fairly recently too.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, why do I feel like shit today? And you can kind of try and identify things or understand it. But I think this like, I got to work through it.
Right.
Because if you set the expectation that you need to work through it and you go meditate and then you red light and then you sauna and then you talk to someone about it and then you go to bed and you're like, fuck, man, I still feel that thing.
Because you're running from the darkness instead of learning about it.
Yeah, just sit with it, man. Yeah. And again, like I feel like I'm Tyler said he thinks I'm a blue belt in this realm, right? Which whatever, right? But if the core of it is, that's why I love jiu-jitsu as an analogy. White through black belt.
Yeah.
Your practices can be good or bad. And sometimes you go home and you're like, I fucking suck, dude.
Yeah. And your whole game might change the next belt.
Yep. And then if you can apply that to the other aspects of your life, it's like, hey, practice sucked tonight.
Yeah.
Except it's not practice. It's your relationship with your wife, or it's a broken relationship from your past. And it's like, yeah, tonight sucks.
Yeah.
And you sit and you think about it. And then you wake up the next day and you try and get back on the horse.
Well, when you have what does everybody say when they have a bad night at practice? They don't try to do all these things. They think about it all the way home, think about it in the shower, probably stay up a little bit, trying to go to sleep, thinking about it, but that's how you get through it.
That's how you get through it, man.
You can't hide from it. It's angry, sad. It's like, it's okay to feel it. What it's not okay to do is react poorly off of it.
Yeah.
Take that anger out on my wife or my kids, or I'm sad, so I'm going to go drink a fifth.
Exactly right. Like, how do you navigate it? That's exactly right, dude. Dude, I saw an interesting meme the other day, and it was a yin and a yang symbol, right? And one is dark and one is light. And that kind of represents like the dichotomy of being a man, right? We have our light side, but we have our dark side too. Yeah. And it said, have you ever seen what happens with a yin and yang if you start to rotate it? So then the symbol started spinning. And it started spinning faster and faster and faster. And then it became one. And you know how the yin and yang have little dots in them too, right? The dots, the whole symbol just kind of became a blur. And then the dots just started circling.
Weird.
And they were just, the dark and the light were just circling like a wheel. And I was like, oh, I think that's the thing that most people struggle with.
Ups and the downs.
There is no getting rid of the darkness. There is no getting rid of the downs. It's a wheel. It's a cycle that just continues.
Yeah.
And if you can learn how to just be part of that cycle and endure that cycle and understand that that cycle is life, I think that's what really sets you free. Because,
Yeah.
bro, tragedy awaits all of us, dude. You know what I'm saying?
We were born for it.
Some real fucked up things are going to happen in our future. And I'm not saying that like with a dark cloud. Like the world has darkness in it. Like really bad. This team will experience seasons where some really terrible things happen.
Yeah.
That's life, man. And learning to just sit with an understanding that that is reality, I think that's the fucking superpower.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, though.
Well, and I like what kind of, I can't remember which podcast it was recent, where he said each emotion has that side, dark and light to it, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, just because you're sad doesn't mean maybe Jenny was partially right there, but just the timing was off. Is that you should think about the gratitude from that, but after you've sat with it,
Yeah.
then you process it, figure it out, and then you can be grateful for the times you had.
Do you think there are aspects of your past, and I'm not saying you specifically, just men in general, that are never going to sit right with you?
I mean, I hope not. I hope I get to a conclusion, you know, because I guess I want more for my boys, right? Like, as a man, you want to be able to, like, logically look at it and say, okay, this is what it was.
Yeah.
That's the past. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
It's not a real thing anymore. I'm not going to reference what Tyler was saying, because he can love anybody, but he explained it as, I love them for them pretty egregious people. I love them. I don't like them because they showed me the darkness in the world, so I didn't have to experience to find out about it.
Yeah.
And so, like, with my past, I want to get to a point where those things, maybe I can love them for showing me things and stuff, so maybe my kids didn't have to experience them.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, poor me, and not trying to be a tough guy or stuff it down anymore, but man, there's a lot of stuff me and Autumn have learned that have made us way better parents.
Yeah.
And our kids will never experience those things. So I don't know if I'm there yet, but maybe I shouldn't be resentful, because maybe that was given to me as a gift.
Yeah.
For these guys who we're gonna do the heavy lifting, but they're gonna be the ones that actually change everything, maybe.
Yeah.
So maybe it's really about their path, you know?
Yeah. And bro, self-admittingly, that's where I struggle too.
Yeah.
Like more often than not. Well, this is another thing that I think is important. Just because there's a sad occurrence or something that was like traumatic or something that like you have a really hard time sitting with, you can work through that, and then you can start to sit with gratitude, and you can exactly what you said. It's like, hey, this lesson hurt, but look what I learned from it.
Yeah.
I'm better now. And that can be a truth, but those same lessons, at least for me, that I have worked through, that I have been able to sit with happiness for a long time, sometimes something comes up and I have to revisit that again and again and again. And it's like, I don't know if something like losing someone that's was really important to you is something that will ever, you can just permanently be like, all right, that's the past. I've worked through it. I'm good. Because there's things that will pull me back to that.
I think it's a perspective shift on it, maybe. Like when I was still drinking, I asked you, I'm like, what do you do? Like, the first step in like getting over those deaths was asking. I was like, well, you've lost a lot of people. I don't know many people that have lost a lot of people like that. So I was probably drinking a little too much, and I'm sitting there, probably heard a song or something came up, Facebook memory. And I text you, it was late, and you text me right back, and it was, well, what do you think they were wishing for you from there? You know what I mean? They want you to fucking do what they can't do to the best that you can. And I was like, oh, and it didn't just happen right then. I was like, that makes sense. Still sad, which I didn't know was okay at that time.
Isn't it weird that feeling sad is, in our culture, it's almost synonymous with being a bitch.
you are being a bitch, but that's okay because you have, right? Tyler says you're like a battery. You have the male and the female, right? Like you do have that side, and it's okay to be. It's not okay to sit there and cry to your wife every fucking night.
Yeah.
When you're drinking, that's a letdown for her.
Yep.
But which seems ass backwards, right? But it's okay for me to come in here and cry to you, right? Because you're not going to think I'm a bitch because what we do together, and that's your role. Sitting around the fire with the guys, getting it out, crying, being a bitch there is different than your wife's like, I thought I married a dude, you know, and crying all the fucking time, you know?
Well, and bro, here's the thing though. Like you can be vulnerable to your woman sometimes. In fact, they like seeing that side of you, right?
Yeah, you just, there's a dichotomy or just a fine line.
Fine line. Yeah. That's right, dude. And it's, if you need to open up to your wife and you need to express some emotions and you need to express some sadness, I would hope that she would be there to hear it and listen and like give that feminine perspective on what's going on. But it's just like anything. How can you cry to your wife every night?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
To drink a fifth a night and be like, and then you see something and all of a sudden you're crying. Like after a while, she's like, oh, this fucker's broken. You know what I mean? It's only one thing that works on this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think you have to, that's the other thing you showed me is it is about, you got to have strong men around you to be vulnerable with, which, and when we were growing up, that's not what it was. It was like no weakness, no crying, no showing emotion.
We grew up in the 80s.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I never saw my dad cry in his whole life.
I didn't get, well, my real dad, I mean, that's a whole nother podcast, but I don't think I got a hug from my stepdad till I had Luke. He just wasn't, he had his childhood, which I'm not blaming him for at all, but I mean, he did what he's supposed to do as a man.
Yeah.
You know, and paid the bills and worked all fucking day long and stuff like that. But yeah, it wasn't a lot of emotional connection, which I make sure to have with my kids. And if they cry, I'm like, okay, if you stubbed your toe,
suck it up and quit being a bitch.
Yeah.
Right?
But if your feelings are hurt.
But if your pet died, come in here and give me a hug and feel it.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm sorry because I might be why your pet died, but but yeah, like if it's your feelings, let's figure it out.
Two different things,
you
man.
Know, even if it's over a girl, like it was,
bro. Even if it's over a girl,
well, that was the worst thing.
That's the worst.
That's the worst thing you could have cried about in my era.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like if you showed like, we were poisoned mentally. I feel like through our era of like macho-ness and bitches ain't shit and all that crap, you know, and then it switched to, you know, feminism and male feminism. It's like they just poison us from every direction, but I won't go down this too far. But
you can go down as far as you want because, bro,
it's toxic and it's bad because women, I've learned with my wife, I can be vulnerable to her, but I can't be a loser about it, if that makes sense. Like I can't drink every night and just keep being vulnerable. It's do something, motherfucker.
What I've heard you say several times now is being vulnerable with Autumn includes drinking a fifth.
For a long time.
And that's therein lies the problem, right?
Well, I couldn't feel anything if I didn't drink. Like all those deaths, like if I didn't drink, I'd just bottle it up. But when I drink, I could let it out.
Oh, that's interesting, man.
You know?
So I don't know if I've ever thought of alcoholism as that. Like that was your tool to feel then, huh?
Yeah, it helped. Like I wasn't going to cry. I would have never cried. And they say crying is healing the heart or whatever. And that wasn't going to happen if I didn't drink.
So, bro, I wonder how many people are in that place right now where it's like they don't have a place to express how they feel, but alcohol kind of gives them that pass to be able to kind of just...
Well, it gives you that fuck it.
Yeah, open that floodgate up and just be like, fuck, this is how I'm feeling, dude.
Well, it's the same thing as like when I was a kid. They're like, I wouldn't throw a rock through at a police car, but if you give me some alcohol, I will. Like, I know that and in my mind, I can't cry. I can't show weakness or vulnerability, but if I drink, I'm like, fuck it. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, for a long time, that's what it was. But now, like, with her, it's like, oh, like she has a lot to offer.
Bro, that woman's deep.
And she can figure it out. Like if I would have just not drank and talked to her, she probably would have figured everything out for me and I'd have been fucking fine.
Yeah, but that's too easy. That's
Yeah.
Do you guys communicate a lot these days?
We talk a lot. Yeah.
Bro, isn't that the best, dude?
Yeah.
That's what I always say about with my relationship. It's like, dude, my relationship is the same as every other relationship. It's been a fucking odyssey and it's been a roller coaster. But the one thing that has kept us able to like always come back to each other is we do have open communication.
Yeah.
And we can sit in bed at night after all the kids go down to sleep and like dive into the weeds on shit, dude.
Yeah.
And I think that might be missing in a lot of relationships.
That's what I tell young guys is like, I don't have a lot of good relationship advice, but mostly errors on my part that you shouldn't do. But one thing with Autumn is at first it was lots of deep conversations it could be hours.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't have that, it's probably not the one for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're going to spend your whole life with this person, but you can't have these in-depth, long conversations. You know, that's probably the best part of the marriage.
And you need to have a woman that can call you on your shit too.
Yeah, she's really good at that. She's got a lot of practice. You know?
Yeah, mine as well. But I wasn't willing to hear most of it
Me
for
neither.
a long time.
Well, I'd be like, what did we fight about? Well, you're drinking. I'm like, so I came home and drank. And then we started fighting. I wasn't doing anything wrong.
I worked all day and I want to come home and I want to unwind. And if you don't like that, fuck you.
Yeah, and like you're attacking. And I'm like, well, how am I the dummy? You're the one that picked an argument with a drunk guy.
Yeah, but see, she didn't have the opportunity to pick that argument with a sober guy.
No, because I was walking in with it. And I mean, I didn't drink them on the way home. I think I did one time.
Bro,
I usually waited till
I worked in a
home.
warehouse when I was a kid, just sending orders out, forklifts, packaging things up, putting them on the pallets. And we would work, it was really weird hours. It was like 5 p.m. to 2 a.m., some shit like that, right? So then ship out all the stuff on the trucks and they're getting to the stores in the morning, right? So it's like all the grocery stores are getting their pallets of all these different products. And when we would clock out, there would be guys, I see it every single night, that would get like a big old, 22-ounce can, crack it and chug the whole thing.
Nice.
And then get in their cars and drive home. This is 2 a.m.
I had to drive from Seattle to Cleveland through the pass, 85 miles. I was like, I should probably wait till I get to the other side of the mountains. Because that pass is gnarly. There's many near-death experiences for me on that commute.
But a lot of people, that's literally, at least what I saw, and I didn't work in the trades. I wouldn't even call a warehouse the trades, but it's a similar vibe, right? It's just guys working hard for 8 hours, moving shit around and palletizing stuff. And there's a handful of those guys, and they were the guys that were older. Like I did that job as a kid, right? And so, but some of the guys in the warehouse were in their 40s. Yeah. And now I look back on that, it's like, oh, that's me. That's me right now working from fucking 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. And then they all start drinking afterwards.
Very high percentage of ironworkers do that.
Same shit then, huh?
Very high. A lot of them go to the bar together. They leave the job, go to whatever bar's nearby, and they'll be there till like 8 something or maybe later. And then go home to their family and then get up and come to work. And I'm like, why don't we go drink with my wife? And maybe that's a smarter move.
Drink with your wife instead of the homies?
No, maybe not being there and her seeing you that way all the time is smarter.
I don't know, man. Because then you're very absent.
You're absent, but they don't have that image.
They don't see the degenerate.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Well, the military is not that different either. And for me, I didn't have a family, was in the military. And you can ask Toby, man. We get off work, we start drinking.
Yeah.
As Rangers. Like we're these professional soldiers. You're the most capable light infantry unit in the world. And most of the dudes are I don't want to say degenerates because they'll still wake up and put the work in.
Yeah,
they were good rangers.
Yeah.
They were good at their job, probably similar to your buddies in the ironworking field. Hardest workers in the room, good dudes,
Yeah.
but would just drink ourselves stupid every fucking night. And
Yeah.
it's it's a cultural problem, but it's also again, I think it comes down to not being able to just be you.
That,
You know?
weed being illegal,
Yeah.
because you still can't smoke weed and pass a pee test.
No, man.
And which is ridiculous because it's like I can drink myself into oblivion every night and then come bell the crane with 30,000 pounds on it flying over everybody's head. I'm controlling it with a radio. But if I have a couple puffs to go to bed,
Yeah.
that's a problem, you know?
Bro, there's
retarded.
There's a whole nother podcast there
Yeah.
too, because dude, and to this day, I still go back and forth on a little bit because it's like, dude, incorporating weed into my life, it's like a superpower. Like it really helps me just fucking,
Oh, must be nice.
just really like allow the tensions and the stresses that I'm feeling to like, I can just literally feel it like kind of diminish. And then also I'll usually have a few puffs before bed and I can feel my body go into like more of a relaxed state. And then me and Jenny, that's usually when we like dive in and talk for like an hour about stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm doing like mini plant ceremonies
I
all
think
the
it
time,
is.
you know?
And it's nice that it's like relaxing for you because it's not relaxing for me. It's self-reflection time. And I'm hard on myself when I smoke weed. Maybe if I sat with Autumn and talked, though, it'd be different because I wouldn't just be in my own head. You know what I mean? Let her kind of control
The four of
flow.
us should sit around a campfire and smoke a joint sometime.
Let's do it.
See how that feels, dude.
Yeah.
Out on the property or something.
Yeah. I would like that.
Because I think weed, because I hear a lot of people like, I can't fucking do weed because it makes me paranoid. I think that paranoia is probably just some type of internal reluctance to just kind of accept where you're at and what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, Joe Rogan talks about it, that it makes him look at himself, self-reflect. And I'm like, well, you know, it's probably not bad for you to do that. You know what I mean?
Bro, I mean, it's fucking great for you to do that, dude.
For him, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
for me, there's a lot of work to do still. So
I mean, if you're reflecting and you're seeing parts of yourself that you're,
I'll think of shit from the past and just beat myself up over it.
Oh,
and just
really?
cringe and fucking. But like, yeah, if I was with you guys and maybe it was more like this, it might be better. But I also get like, I'll be sitting there talking like this, and if I'd smoked weed, I'd be like, what the fuck was I talking about?
of course.
I have no clue where I was. I had like a point. I had a little dopamine from it. I was excited, and I completely don't even know what we're talking about at all.
Gone.
Yeah. And I'm like,
dude, 100%.
what?
So you just need a little less then.
Fuck. The weed they got now, it's like puff or two, and I'm fucking, but like a little bit of alcohol with the weed definitely shuts that down a little bit. And where I'm like, okay, this is a great balance.
Yeah. Well, bro, and that's something that never really gets brought up is the new movement with alcohol is like alcohol's poison.
Yeah.
Fucking, it ruins your life. It makes you a degenerate. It's unhealthy. It kills you. And I think for most people, especially like we were just talking about when we were younger, it was fucking party your face off constantly.
Yeah.
Right. That's probably a very unhealthy relationship with alcohol. But I still think like, and I don't do this anymore, mainly because of the circles that I'm with don't really drink. But there's plenty of times when I would go out with a group of friends and like, dude, we went through a phase where we would like go out and have a bottle of wine, right? Your face fucking cringed at it. Bro, I loved wine for a while.
Really?
And I would drink.
Tastes like fucking rotten shit.
Dude, I loved red wine for a while. And there was plenty of nights where we'd sit around a fire and drink a bottle of wine. And it was, to this day, they're like great memories. Having fun, connecting, talking, laughing. And I think alcohol is like anything else. It's very easy to be stupid with it. But there's also a time and a place where you can be reasonable with it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't believe that. And I think it probably comes down to people's inability to manage that line.
Yeah, rein it in.
Rein it in.
Okay,
And bro,
that's
I'm one
enough for tonight.
and I'm one of those people. Like
Yeah.
you can ask Jenny. There's been plenty of nights where I'm at the bar and I'm like, God, give me a Jaeger bomb. And Jenny's like, what the fuck? Do we really need Jaeger bombs tonight? Fuck yeah, we need Jaeger bombs.
Yeah.
And then it turns into 10 Jaeger bombs. And now I'm trying to fight random people. I kicked the front door in of our house because I couldn't find my keys one night. They were in my pocket. Like just, you know,
Love that, dude.
yeah, I mean, it's funny and to laugh about now, 20 years later. But when
20 years ago.
that was before kids.
You were still in your youth.
But still, it's like,
Less embarrassing.
it's a funny story to tell, but it's also just fucking being a degenerate, dude. That's probably pushing it too far. Like
Yeah.
she told me one night, we got a cab driver home. We got a cab home and we got to the house and bro, I'm blacked out drunk. And I don't even remember, I have no recollection of this. And she was saying like, you were telling the cab driver, get out of your fucking cab. I'm going to fuck you up, dude.
Damn.
And it's like, she's like, get in the fucking house. What are you doing? And I was like, no, fuck you. Quit being a pussy. Get out of your cab and fight me.
I need a round, bro.
And it's like, bro, that guy just gave me a ride home. What in the fuck are you doing, dummy?
Yeah.
And that's the side of alcohol. That's what alcohol makes a lot of people do is be a fucking dummy.
Yeah. When you go too far with it.
So 10 Jaeger bombs, probably unreasonable. But a couple glasses of wine,
Yeah.
I don't think that's the end of the world.
Yeah.
And funny story, we went out for a birthday party. This was 2 or 3 years ago. And it was a family friend. He was turning 21. He's a young kid, right? And so we did some Jaeger bombs together. And
21.
Yeah, of course, right?
Fucking smash.
And dude, I could see Jenny having like a PTSD reaction. She's like, I thought we agreed you don't do this anymore. And I was like, no, it's just a couple, right? Just a couple. And it ended up being a completely like controlled night. Nothing crazy. I was able to completely keep it reined in the whole time.
Did you break him in right though?
No, everything was cool, man. It wasn't nothing crazy, dude. That was actually a good, I know that I can now have Jaeger bombs and not try and fight people and damage property. But dude,
Because it's your power, it's your choice.
that's right, dude.
Yeah.
Here's another story. Jaeger. It's always Jaeger.
I never liked that.
Bro, I don't know if I ever liked it either. It just turned me into a psychopath.
Yeah.
Me and Toby, bro. We took a flight somewhere and there was a layover and we went to the bar and we said, hey, can we get 10 shots of Jaeger? And the waitress goes, state law prohibits me from having more than one drink per customer on the table at any time. I said, well, what if you just bring a tray out and you just set one shot down at a time? And she goes, yeah, I think I can do that. So she walks out with this tray of, I actually think it was 14 Jaeger bombs. And it was just, boom, shoot it. Back on the tray. Boom, shoot it. We get on the flight and we were going to San Diego. And the stewardess was shaking both of us. And they're like, hey, wake up, guys. Like, what are you doing? Like, everybody's off the plane. What are you guys doing? And bro, the cleaning crews are on the plane. They were vacuuming and shit. And me and Toby were the only guys like in the back of the plane. And we're like, oh, fuck. Still drunk, right? Oh, fuck. Get off. As soon as I get off the plane, I just start vomiting. And it's like, there you go again.
Yep.
What in the fuck do you need 5 to 7 Jaeger bombs to get on a flight for? What the fuck are you doing?
Well, you can't stop drinking. That's what puts you to sleep.
Yeah, you're right.
If you just keep getting smashed, you can stay up forever. Forever, dude. But yeah, dude, I like having one beer because like getting to sleep's tough. Always has been, even when I was sober for 14 years, I could never figure out how to go to bed and turn my brain off.
Bro, that's weed for me.
Oh yeah, I won't sleep at all.
You won't sleep?
No, I'll fucking lay there just thinking about myself, bro. And I'm like, fuck.
Weed really, really helps me sleep, and that's one of the super. And like all the REM sleep specialists and doctors and stuff say your brain doesn't really sleep if you're using THC.
Well, it doesn't sleep at all if I don't use something.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I don't, more often than not, I'm staring at my ceiling for 3-4 hours a night. And I hate that, dude.
Yeah. Especially if you need to be up at any kind of time. And you
Yeah.
can't. It's maddening. It's so maddening.
So for 2 hours, we just talked about basically what degenerates we are and how our life improved.
Got to connect with people.
When we stopped drinking all the time.
Yeah.
And you surround yourself with good people.
Yeah.
And it may take you 40 years to get there. But, bro, here's another thing I want to say before we wrap it up, because it goes back to what you were saying about how, like, you look at some of the bad experiences in your life and you realize they taught you lessons that you probably wouldn't have found outside of just making a lot of bad choices, right?
Yeah.
And so I just don't think you can be a young, wild fucking animal that just wants to fight and fuck and not have that wildness be part of your life. And partying is a big part of it, dude. And I'm not saying that, I mean, I hope my kids don't go through that.
Yeah.
I hope that, like the young kids here, like Ransom and Jackson and the kids that are like, they're going to be at that age before we know it, where we were just out fucking being degenerates. That they're probably going to get ahead of that because they've already figured out a lot of who they are.
Yeah.
Before they ever grew into that phase of life. And I'm sure that's the better path.
Yeah. When you notice kids here, they don't hit that awkward stage because they use their body so much.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
And I think if they're around a bunch of good dudes, I think that's an awkward stage because we, for whatever reason, we're out doing our own thing, not as much guidance as we should have had. You know, I don't think it happens in all cultures because you're so ingrained with the family and constantly doing family shit maybe. And I think it's a kind of, you know, as a teenager, I did whatever I wanted. I had nobody telling me what to do.
Yeah.
At all. I did whatever I wanted.
And bro, that's fucking dangerous, dude.
Yeah.
16, 17 years old, just out fucking.
You know, and I've done a lot of things I'm not proud of, and that, you know, but that's the past. It doesn't exist anymore, and learn from that too. I think that's the most important thing to learn from, is to not like avoid that part of yourself that you like didn't like.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, face that first. Own up to that, especially if it happened while you're married. You owe her that big time. You know what I mean?
Bro, our wives are fucking saints, dude.
Yeah. I mean, she's been hard on me, but like I probably deserved more and hasn't been perfect, but it's like, fuck. I'd probably would have died on time for myself if it wasn't for her. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Lucky to have that and just face all that shit you don't like. You know, that's what's great about here is like you can't hide on the mat.
You can't hide, bro.
You know what I mean?
Mats never lie, dude.
Guys keep coming in and showing us that.
All right. Well, episode 2, when you come back, we'll talk about Zionism and the Jews taking over the world.
Give the people what they want.
And AIPAC and all the stuff that is the next fight.
If our iPhones don't blow up.
Oh, I know.
Kill us before we get to that.
Bro, isn't that a crazy fucking thought?
Yeah, I should have kept my old phone.
Like one day they could potentially just be like,
yeah.
Boom.
Well, they control all that shit too, the motherfuckers.
All right, we're at 2:12. I'm going to wrap it up, man.
Awesome. Thank
Appreciate
you.